resetting the algorithm or something. Please let me know if you can see the recap. Hi, JoJo. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Oh, I'm washing my hair today, y'all. The curls are coming back. I literally be waiting for you. Thank you. I appreciate it, Brianna. Um, can y'all see the recap video? Can anybody see the recap video? Please let me know. Good morning, Turner. Good morning, madam. Hi. Hi, CC. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Great. Please go like, comment, and share. Hi, Risa. Good morning, Risa. Good morning, everybody. Let's get me to 10K in hearts. Please like, comment, and share the post so it can get up, so everybody else can get their ass up in here. Hi, Pam. And hi, YouTube land. Hi, T Wonder. Here for the tea, and I have them on. Oh, I ain't mad at you, girl. You must be on vacation. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for the hearts. Hi, Jenny. Good morning. Good morning, people in YouTube land. If you're here for all the news, gossip, and tea from around the world, from yesterday, I'm your girl. Hit the subscribe button. That was so lame. Yeah, we're gonna talk about him. We're gonna talk about it. Good morning, Shay Walk Dyer. Thank you. Well, I just found out I got into law school. Yay! We got another lawyer in the house. Woohoo! Woohoo! If you have not seen my video, please go like, comment, and share. Please, no gifts. I do not do gifts. Do not waste your money. All you need to do is go to my video if you want to support me and like, comment, and share. That's what I asked for. Okay. Are we almost at 10K? Hello, Michael. You got a wagon, don't you? What the hell? No, I don't have a wagon. I got a car. You know, times are different. We don't drive wagons anymore. We just don't do that, sir. What year are you in? Hey, Simply. Hey, Yanni. Good morning. All right, let's get this shit started. So everybody knows Frumpy went to Qatar yesterday. He went and visited Saudi Arabia. He went and had a good old time. They had the purple carpet laid out for him. He felt like he was a king. And y'all know that's exactly what that man want to be. He wants to be a king. So, of course, he's going to go to the people that are already kings. Okay, he's going to do that. So when he got there, they had a McDonald's truck ready for him. They was ready for this man to show up. They was going to kiss his feet as much as possible so they could get what they needed from him. Dollar store. He made a mistake. And I don't think he cares about the mistake he made, but it is not. He saluted. I'm just going to read what they said. They said President Donald Trump saluted Saudi Arabian generals as they lined up to greet him during his visit to Rada. I think it's called a Riyadh. I don't know how to pronounce that shit. Kill me. No, F1. I'm sorry, F1. I'm not supposed to say that. F1. So they said there has been a discussion in recent years about the proper etiquette for presidents saluting the military, particularly those from other nations. A return salute by Trump to a North Korean general during his first term sparked criticism. They're saying it goes against military customs. We're never supposed to do R to them. So he's kind of pissing off some people in America. Speaking of pissing off people in America, it looks like the Republicans are not too happy with him. They're not happy about that plane. Republicans are not happy about that plane. They are in their feelings. Let me find it. So they're concerned about them accepting the plane from Qatar. Republicans worry about the security risk of accepting that plane. Schumer demands answers. Chuck Schumer, minority leader, he wants answers about that plane. Rand Paul warns against the appearance of impropriety in acceptance of that plane. If you're a government official, especially the president, you're not allowed to accept gifts no more than $20, I think. You're not allowed to accept gifts from other countries. That is like against the law. But because it's Trump, he's getting away with it. And I'm just going to say to the Republicans, this is what y'all asked for. Did he fly in the plane? He ain't back. I think he did. I think he may have flown on the plane back. Now, Frumpy is also saying that the plane is a gift to the United States and to the White House, but he's taking that plane with him once he leaves. So I don't think it's actually like a gift to the White House. It's not a gift to the White House. It's a gift to him. It is not a gift to the White House. It's a gift to him. So he's basically black. No, your mama was. You just don't know who she is. Yeah, so they're not happy about that situation at all. Now, I'm going to say this. They did come to terms. They've got a $600 billion economic agreement between Qatar and the United States, okay? They've got that economic agreement, and it's a slew of shit. So one big thing is they're lifting sanctions on Syria. Out of all places, you're lifting sanctions on Syria. Syria don't fuck with us. They don't like us. And I'm going to make something very clear. Qatar, Saudi Arabia, they are in full support of Palestine being their own state. They're in full support of Palestine. They support Hamas. They supply Yemen and the Houthis. So what's the trade-off? I'm asking for a friend. What is the trade-off? Because my thing and the way I'm thinking is Benny's not going to be too happy with this shit. They're arms dealers. Yes. They supply that shit. But Benny is also, Israel's also our ally. So he making deals behind the door with Israel's enemy. I don't know if that's smart business. I don't know if that's smart business because you're pissing off everybody now. He did it, and it's a $600 billion economic deal. It secures sanctions lifted off of Syria. Okay? According to Reuters, President Donald Trump kicked off his trip to the Gulf on Tuesday with a surprise announcement that the United States will lift long-standing sanctions on Syria and a $600 billion commitment from Saudi Arabia to invest in the U.S. The U.S. agreed to sell Saudi Arabia arms packages worth $142 billion. So now y'all going to give Saudi Arabia weapons, and they're going to turn around and give them to Yemen and Houthis. Watch. Oh my God. You know what? That may be a good idea. That may be a good idea. You know what? Let them play themselves stupid. That may be a good idea. Go ahead and just give them what they need to go ahead and finish off Israel. You know what? I ain't mad at it. Do what you got to do. And I'm going to say this. Frumpy had no plans to stop in Israel and say, hey. He had no plans to stop in Israel and say hello. She's parroting propaganda. Yep, I sure am. I'm just like the MAGA. So it's like he's backdooring Israel right now. So they're giving them $142 billion according to the White House, which is called the largest defense corporation agreement. This is the largest one we've ever done with another country. The end of the sanctions on Syria would be a huge boost for a country that has been shattered by more than a decade of civil war. Rebels led by current President Ahmed Shahir toppled President Bashir last December. So this is going to be interesting. The move represents a major U.S. policy lift. The U.S. declared Syria a state sponsor of terrorism in 1979. I mean, that shit has not changed, but they have taken out thousands of American troops. Syria, Al-Qaeda, like you are our enemies our enemies anymore? I'm asking for a friend. I'm really trying to figure this out. Are our enemies still our enemies? Or now they are friends? Because it seems like he's getting real friendly with everybody that we not supposed to be friends with. I'm saying. Yes, I know Pam Bodie was a lobbyist for Qatar. We not our own worst enemy. Trump is our worst enemy. We and our worst enemy is Trump. That's who our worst enemy is. Cause baby, this don't make no sense. But let me make something clear. 30, 30 tech millionaires and billionaires also showed up at that party from America. 30 of them. 30 techs, which include Amazon, OpenAI, SpaceX was there. JP Morgan and Chase. BlackRock was there. Everybody was in there kissing the hand. Everybody was there. Oh, you thought he was going to go there by himself? No, he's going to bring all the big tech companies with him. Let me read the list. I'm looking for the tag on it real quick. Hold on 1 second, baby. Because yes, y'all thought that he was going to show up by himself. Let's make it clear. Tesla SpaceX was there. The CEO of BlackRock. The CEO of Planetary Technologies, JP Morgan and Chase, former CEO of GE, former CEO of Boeing, founder of Uber, CEO of OpenAI, Amazon, Nvidia was there, Blackstone, Lockheed and Martin, the former CEO of Boeing was there, and the mayor of Miami came. Okay, why is the mayor of Miami there? Why was the mayor of Miami there? I'm asking for a friend. Oh yeah, they definitely he brought them all with him. Yes, Miami, y'all mayor was there. Why is the city of Miami? Why was y'all mayor there? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Um, it says President Trump attended a lunch with more than 30 major U.S. businesses and tech leaders in one of his first events after landing in Saudi Arabia, underscoring the visit focus on investments and opportunities. Here are the 32 individuals the White House said joined Trump. I already gave y'all the list. I gave y'all the whole list. Now, I want to make something very clear. Boeing has just signed a $200 billion deal for 160 Boeing jets for Saudi and Qatar. Boeing has already made their deal. They already in there. They already Boeing out of everybody. Boeing out of everybody. That's it. They've already got their deal done. On top of that, where is my email? Where is my dang on email? Hold on, y'all. Because I send my stuff, I send myself stuff all the time. No, I don't want to get into TikTok. I don't want to get into TikTok. Gmail. Elon too. Elon got his shit as well. Where is it? Where is it? Because I screenshotted it. Boop, 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 boop this morning. You know what? Hold on. Because Elon also got in and he's showing his robots. He's showing his robots to Qatar. Qatar is also getting his Starlink. Yes. They've signed up for his Starlink. Everybody getting a little something. Everybody's getting a little something in this group. Yes. So Starlink will now be in Qatar. They definitely will be. And y'all should have known that was coming. I mean, Elon is losing a lot of money. But Starlink being put in every country. Remember when I said earlier last week or this week that Frumpy was trying to stronghold countries to use Starlink? Because once you get Starlink in every country, you now get all their information. You get all their information now. All of that shit is theirs. All of it. So, and that's how Russia snuck in. When Doge had that breach, Russia snuck in through Starlink because Russia has that as well. Yay us! We're gonna be in everybody's business. I mean, at least he's playing the game smart. I got to give it to him like that. Starlink is everywhere, and he's got his pinky on Elon. He's got all the information he wants. That's just it. So, let me see. Oh yeah. Y'all know Trump has a golf course coming there. He also has a tower that's getting ready to be built as well there. So these investments are not just about America. They're about his personal investments as well. Which I think is corrupt. This is like corruption at the worst, at the highest level. He called the Saudi crown prince his friend. They have a good relationship. You know, they're great. They said by the end of this investment, they could have Saudi could invest $1 trillion into America. $1 trillion into America. And you've got that fucking $5 million gold card that makes you a U.S. citizen. You can come and go as you please. Yeah. Yeah. That don't sound crazy at all, does it? That sounds like it's on point. That sounds on point. Very strategic, very smart. He opened up the gates for millionaires to buy gold cards to have access to America. Now he's doing business with America. He's allowing Starlink to be in Qatar. And now he's doing a $600 billion, almost $1 trillion economic agreement, which means, NASA and SpaceX and NASA and Qatar's space agency, they're collaborating. On top of that, they're going to do disease research. So they're going to do research on diseases. And then we get leopards. We get some leopards, y'all. We're going to get leopards. They're going to give us leopards for the zoo. We're going to get leopards. Yes, Qatar has a space agency. Yep, we're getting leopards. But they get to invest in America, which probably means not a good thing for us. I don't think anything Trump does is for the betterment of America. I don't think anything Trump does is for the betterment of America. I literally feel like anything he does is for his personal gain and the gain of his 1%. I don't think that he has anything good for us. There's nothing good for us. Speaking of nothing good, Senator Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said he is placing a blanket hold on all Justice Department nominees. Every last one of them until he gets further information on the Qatar jet gift. So you're not getting any nominees through. So Tuesday, he placed a blanket hold on all Justice Department potential nominees as he seeks answers related to the Trump administration plans to accept a luxury jet from Qatari royal family to use as Air Force One. He says, so in light of the deeply troubling news of a possible Qatari funded Air Force One, and the reports of the Attorney General personally signing off, Pam Bodie, signed off on it, is clearly is an unethical deal. Okay. What else did he say? He says, I am announcing a hold on all DOJ political nominees until we get more answers, he added. A blanket hold does not mean the Senate is unable to confirm these nominees, but it does force the chambers of Republican majority to burn valuable floor time to overcome the hold. Only a simply majority vote is needed to overcome the hold. So he just basically stalling shit. As you know, he has the right to do so. And being that Pam Bodie testifies before the House and the Senate to explain why the gift is coming, Pam Bodie has to come in. Schumer demanded that the Justice Department Foreign Agents Registration Act unit disclose all activities Qatari foreign agents inside the U.S. We want to know where y'all are. Okay. He said that could benefit from President Trump or the Trump organization. He also called attorney Pam Bodie to testify before the House and the Senate to explain why gifting Donald Trump a private plane does not violate the annulments clause. Because, baby, you're not supposed to accept anything over like $20, I think. No gift. It is a gift. It is a bribery. I'm going to shut up. It's not a gift. It's a bribe. It's for us to get more access to your country. It's not a gift to the White House. Like, they gonna bug the hell out that plane. They're gonna bug the hell out of that plane. That plane is gonna be lit. They better not discuss anything on that damn plane. Because if I was Qatar, I'd bug the shit out of that hoe. There'll be bugs in the seats, the floor, the lights, the ceiling, the phones. Everything would be bugged. I'd bug the goddamn pillow. I'm just being real. If I was them, I would bug the whole damn plane. I'm going to get whatever information I can get and use it. Because even though we're allies, we're also enemies. Close that door. Let me close my door. But I like the fresh air. Okay. Speaking of Trump, he just cut another $450 million in grants to Harvard. So on top of the $2.2 billion that's already been slashed from Harvard, he's cut another $450 million. 8 federal agencies across the government are announcing the termination of approximately $450 million in grants to Harvard, which is an addition to $2.2 billion that was terminated previously. The White House Joint Task Force to Combat Anti-Semitism said Tuesday morning in the statement that called Harvard campus a breeding ground for virtue signaling and discrimination. Let's be real. They don't even give a fuck about Israel at this point. It is just to cut off freedom of speech no matter what. They don't even care about that anymore, because if they actually cared about Israel, they would not try to ban their books and their history from being taught in the military and military schools. This ain't got nothing to do with them anymore. It ain't got nothing to do with them anymore. It has to do with freedom of speech. They don't want nobody talking. They don't want nobody talking at all. Sources. If go to my videos if you're looking for sources. I'm not going to give you the sources right now. I'm not going to do it. It ain't got nothing to do with Palestine. It has nothing to do with Israel. It has to do with the First Amendment right. They don't want nobody protesting against them. They don't want nobody speaking up against the administration. It is about the administration. It has nothing to do with them anymore. It was about them at first, but now it's not. Okay? Now it's not. Let's just be real. School is closed. No one's protesting anymore. DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion is what they're trying to get rid of. They don't give a damn about anything else. They want to get rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's it. That's it. That's what they want to get rid of. That's it. And so we're going to play, Harvard and the Trump administration are still going to court. They're going to court, I think, in July. They have a court date set in July. So we're going to see how this all goes out, because the $2.2 billion is still frozen. It is still frozen. So we're going to see how this plays out when it goes to court. Hopefully they win. Hopefully they win. And now every other university can start filing lawsuits against Frumpy. I really hope that everybody gets into this lawsuit and all universities come after their ass. That's what I'm hoping. That is what I'm hoping. Risa, I'm not even reading their messages. They can talk as much crap as they want. They're not hurting my feelings. They really are not. Now, in California, if you in California, you may want to call your governor and tell him to sit his ass down somewhere. So, California Governor Gavin Newsom calls on local officials to criminalize homelessness. This is what this pisses me off. This royally pisses me off because I'm gonna say this: homelessness is not a crime. It is an effect that happens on the economy because people cannot afford to live. They can't afford housing. They can't afford counseling to get them through the stuff they need to get through so they can get off the street. Now, Gavin Newsom, he wants to get them off the street, and he's going to help cities in California allocating $3.3 billion to help locals enact this bill. He's going to pay y'all cities and y'all mayors and y'all counties to enact this shit. Okay? Now, they said housing advocates warn criminalizing homelessness will only compound the issue that affects nearly 200,000 Californians. Okay? They say Newsom is focusing on a failed model of forced and mental health treatment without addressing the core issue, which is housing shortages and skyrocketing housing cost. Okay? Y'all know after those fires that happened in California, the owners of those homes that were still left, they raised the rent prices everywhere because they knew they could. They price gouged the fuck out of those houses that were still standing. Imagine the people that can't go back or can't rebuild their home because the insurance did not cover it. It's going to be ugly. It's definitely going to be ugly. Like that is some Republican shit. That's some Republican shit. I know it's for the Olympics, but who gives a shit about the Olympics when you have 200,000 people that can't afford housing? They cannot afford housing. Fix the housing crisis. Get them off the street. There are countries now that take shipping containers and they turn them into homes and rooms for the homeless. There is places where they build mini houses for the homeless. I don't want to hear that bullshit ass excuse about the Olympics. Now all of a sudden you want to clean up the streets because the Olympics is coming? That's a damn cop-out. There are other countries that literally use their shipping containers and they build homes, homeless homes, to encamp them, to give them a place to live, to allow them to search for a job, to allow them to have addresses because you need an address in order to get a job. They help them. Hell, there's even countries that leave food on a certain street with bags in a refrigerator for the homeless. Don't give me that shit about the damn Olympics. I don't want to hear that. That's a cop-out. And Gavin Newsom should be ashamed of himself, calling himself a freaking Democrat. Because Democratic people would not put their people out on the street and then arrest them for being homeless. That's like me having no legs and y'all want me to walk. What the fuck? That's dumb. I'm sorry. Sorry for the rant, but that just pissed me off. That didn't make it doesn't make no sense. That is unhuman. And if you're in California, I suggest you start making calls to the governor and tell him to figure out another goddamn way besides criminalizing homelessness. People are already at the bottom. That makes no sense. Y'all need to start picking up the phone in California and tell him to figure out another way. Y'all voices do scare them. Y'all know that, right? Y'all voices do put a fire under their asses. Y'all are their constituents. Without y'all, they don't exist. Who the hell are they governing? Who? Now, I'm going to say this because it's the middle class and the lower class, okay? Y'all need to start keeping that money in y'all pocket. 75% of luxury spending comes from us. Why are we buying luxury items? What's the point? I know people love to shop and stuff like that, but 75% of luxury spending comes from middle class and lower class people. Who are we trying to keep up the Joneses with? Who? I was so shocked when I saw this. I was so shocked. It says, contrary to popular belief, it is not the ultra wealthy indulging in luxury brands. It's everyday people. Recent studies reveal that 75% of luxury spending comes from the middle and lower class, a surprising statistic that's reshaping the narrative around high end consumption. Ain't no way in hell right now in these times I'm living under my above my means. I mean, we only got a 90-day tariff deal, a 90-day tariff deal. We could still hit a recession. We could still hit a recession, okay? You better keep them coins in your pocket. And we're not supposed to be feeding into their asses any goddamn way. Don't spend unless you have to. Right now, tighten up every little penny that you can. You better save that shit for a rainy day because that rainy day may be around the corner. I'm just saying. It makes no sense. Congratulations to North Carolina Supreme Court Justice Allison Riggs. She was finally sworn in. They finally gave up that damn fight. Somebody get You See My Private Video out of here. They finally gave up that fight. It took them months to finally bring her in. Now we've got that out the way. Congratulations. Because baby, that's a big deal. Y'all want some good news or some bad news? Just tell me which one you want, and I'm going to give you whichever one. Do you want good news? You want something good now, or you want something bad? Y'all want both? Bad first? Okay, let's do bad first. So, we all know that Elon is about to drop. He's getting out of Doge. He's run his time. He's run his time limit in Doge. He has to leave. Okay. But the person they're replacing him with is with the author of Project 2025. The author of Project 2025 is about to be over Doge. Y'all said y'all want it bad. So I'm giving y'all bad. Author of Project 2025 will take over Doge efforts when Musk steps down. Russell Val, who helped create Project 2025, he is now poised to take over Elon's left off and get the public and gut public services. Let me see where Project 2025 is right now. I'm about to see how much is completed. I'm about to see. How much is completed with Project 2025? How much is completed of Project 2025? As of April the 28th, 1/3 of Project 2025 objectives have been completed. 55%. The trackers decline. I do not want to host with nobody. So as of May 2025, dude, I do not want to line with you. Stop asking me. I'm not going to invite you for a co-host. I don't do co-hosting shit. So 64% is in progress. 101 to 32% is completed. Wow. And this man is about to finish it. This man is about to finish it. He's about to finish it. Now that he has control of Doge, he has control of everything. He has control of everything. On top of that, Project 2025, I said this last year, but nobody wanted, well, I ain't gonna say nobody wanted to listen to me. Somebody get this person to see my private videos out. I'm sick of y'all hoes. Y'all getting on my nerves. Nobody wants to see your private videos. Your private videos are about to be illegal. They're about to be illegal because House Republicans have just introduced a bill to criminalize pornography. I tried to tell men this last year that Project 2025 wanted to get rid of pornography. And not only pornography, they're going to get rid of video games that have violent tendencies. Then that means strip clubs, bye-bye. Anything that has to do with sexual content in any way, form, or fashion will be gone. I tried to tell y'all this shit last year before this man got in office that he was coming after everything. Yes, no GTA, no none of that. You're gone. It's over. It is over. I know Texas did it, but they're trying to do this shit nationwide, okay? So a new Republican-led bill is gaining attention and concern for what it could mean for personal freedom online. The Interstate Obscenity Definition Act, introduced by Senator Mike Lee of Utah, seeks to expand the legal definition of obscenity under the Communications Act of 1934, a move that could effectively ban porn nationwide. So yes, the bill does not outright say no porn, but it uses a broad and updated definition of what counts as obscene content. According to the bill, any visual media, photos, videos, or digital images, okay, that means stuff that you may have in your phone for you and your man, that involves real or simulated acts. I got to figure out words to say in between those acts, and is intended to arouse, and lacks serious literary, artistic, political, or scientific value would be labeled as obscene. So The Simpsons could be seen as obscene. Family Guy could be seen as obscene. Did GTA, all these The Sims could be obscene now. Everything could be seen as obscene. This is part of Project 2025. When we were going over Project 2025 last year and trying to break that shit down for y'all and to let y'all know, and I'm talking about the MAGA and the Republicans that are hiding in my comments. When we tried to break Project 2025 down to y'all, and y'all said Project 2025 did not exist and it wasn't a thing and it was fake and it was propaganda, this was a part of it. And I'm going to say this, not only is this going to affect the men, but the women, y'all may want to start practicing, y'all. Okay, because the men are going to get out of control. And I'm being real with you. If this is not around, these lonely epidemic men, these men that can't get dates, these men that rely on this shit to keep them in control, they're going to be looking for it outside the house. They're going to be looking for it outside the house. They're going to be looking at us as women to take care of their needs now. And they're not going to be asking for it anymore. The attack on women is going to go up. And I'm not trying to fear monger, because that's what y'all like to say. Fear mongering. Is it fear mongering now that it's all in full fucking effect? Or will y'all start actually listening to people who are trying to educate y'all? It's not fear mongering. It's all out honesty. And it's right here in reading. That man is just taking over Doge. The writer, the creator of Project 2025 is now in Doge. That's every part of the government. And now this bill is out. That is part of Project 2025. Women, I'm going to go ahead and you better start going to the range. Go ahead and start going to the range. Make sure you stay collected and stay hot in your pocket. Because if this bill passes and it gets through, we're fucked. I don't play video games. I barely watch TV. I barely have time to do that shit. But I know Men love video games, especially GTA and all that other stuff. And I know there's a lot of stuff in there because once they go after obscene, it's going to be violence. It's going to be anything that's violent. This is just to tickle the water. This is to plant the seed. They're planting the seed for something. And it's going to go, oh, now you can't play these games that are violent anymore. Forget it being age appropriate. It's going to be, oh, well, those games that, what are those games? Call of Duty, gone. They're going to see that as no longer safe for the country. It starts small and then it works its way up to this shit. And I suggest y'all start making phone calls, especially if you are, well, Ohio is red and Idaho is red. So what am I saying? Y'all ain't gonna say nothing. Y'all gonna think it's right because it's red and it was introduced by a white person. Y'all know half of them don't care about y'all either. They're doing this for Trump. They're doing this for Project 2025. They're doing this for them and for the white Christian nationalists that run Project 2025. I keep telling y'all, white Christian nationalists are the ones that are over Project 2025. That is J.D. Vance's baby, okay? They're J.D. Vance's boy. That all of this is tied in together. It's tied in together. And right now, obscenity laws are mostly enforced at the state level and prosecutions are rare. They're rare. But if this passes, it could create a federal standard, meaning content creators, platforms, and even everyday users could be targeted if they share access material that falls under this new definition. OF girls, OF men, OF couples, y'all might as well start shutting down y'all shit if this passes. Because that's definitely about to be cut off. That's definitely about to be cut off. There will be no more OF. There will be no OF, okay? And no, this shit hasn't been going on so long. No, it hasn't. Our freedom of rights, our rights have not been stripped like this. Never. 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 If it's a law, the only thing they can do is file an amendment or an executive order, which could be switched over once another president comes in. So why the fuck would we let it get that far? Why would we let it get that far? Somebody said, explain Project 2025. Project 2025 was created years ago under another administration. It was created by white Christian nationalists. They want to cut off all access and service for anybody that's not a white Christian nationalist. Okay, so Medicaid being gone, all that being gone is part of Project 2025. It's to cut off every service to minorities and blacks. And if second-class citizens like middle-class YT people get hit, oh well. Project 2025 seeks to put all power into white Christian nationalist men. Why do you think there's a damn Christian office in the damn White House? That has never happened. They've never made bills that said you cannot attack Christianity. This ain't got nothing to do with government. It is all about religion. The 1% and Project 2025 are best friends. And they don't have a problem making everybody that's middle class, lower class, female, black, or minority suffer so they can get what they want. And if y'all keep looking at race as y'all biggest issue, and you're a middle class or you're a lower class individual, you're going to end up getting slapped in the face right along with everybody else. This ain't got nothing to do with race. It has to do with class. And Project 2025 had enough money to put J.D. Vance as vice president. And Frumpy don't even like him. Frumpy don't even like this man. You rarely see them together. When Biden and Obama was in the office together, they was together all the time. They hung out like best friends. You rarely even see JD Vance and Trump in the same room together, let alone a damn picture. JD Vance is Project 2025's baby boy. That's who they want in office after Trump goes. If JD Vance gets in office, we damn sure FUCKED. We are. We definitely are. And that's not propaganda. That's not fear mongering. That's actually what's happening right now. Y'all gonna learn to start listening to Black women when we speak. Y'all gonna start. Because I ain't just talking for me. I'm talking to the people that actually hate me too. I'm speaking for the people that actually hate what I look like, hate that I'm a female, hate that I'm Black. I'm speaking for y'all too. I'm speaking for y'all too. Even if y'all don't like me, you still have the First Amendment right to protest, to speak the way you want. Just don't, you better mind your words, because actions have reactions. And you have the right to look at whatever the hell you want as long as it's legal. And I'm sorry, watching porn is not illegal. That should never be illegal, okay? It brings in $2 billion a year to the American people. $2 billion a year. That's a $2 billion industry that they about to lose money on. But I digress. It's okay. It is okay. So I don't think anybody heard about this, but I'm about to bring it up because it has to do with TikTok. Because we all know TikTok is struggling right now, right? We know TikTok is struggling. Oh, it won't let me access it. Okay, so I'm going to go somewhere else. The tiny company that invested $300 million into meme coin from TikTok. So there's a company that has ties with China, called GD Culture Group, a small technology company with ties to China, announced it plans to buy as much as $300 million worth of Trump Bitcoin. $300 million worth of Trump Bitcoin. Somebody's trying to save TikTok. The firm, which employs 8 people, produces short videos for the Chinese-owned social media app, TikTok. I'm going to say that again. The firm, which employs 8 people, produces short videos for the Chinese-owned social media app, TikTok. They're called GD Culture Group. A Chinese company with zero revenue, just gave a bunch of money to Trump. Where did they get that money from to buy that shit? I'm asking for a friend. Where did they get that money from? I do research. That's how you read. You read. In order to get research, you have to read, you idiot. You have to read. Reading is fundamental. That's what's called research. Reading. I swear y'all be dumb as hell and just be talking. Not smart at all. Yeah. So all of a sudden they just came up with money. And the thing is, if this group is focusing on TikTok and just 8 employees work there and they have zero revenue last year, where did they get the money? Where did they get the capital to make as much as a $300 million investment? Where did they get the money from? I think they're trying to save TikTok. That I don't know who gave them that money. But I think they're trying to save this platform. Because if you have no revenue last year and you only got 8 people at your company, where the fuck you get $300 million from? Where you get $300 million? I'm asking because I need to know where you got that from, because I need that type of money. I need that money to fall out the sky. I don't have a child, so I can't be a single mother, dumbass. Y'all need to try harder. Y'all really need to try harder. Um, yeah. So they said in security filings made public late Tuesday and at first reported by the New York Times, GD Culture Group announced that it had purchased 300 million of Bitcoin and the Trump coin. Despite the staff being too small to play a game of baseball, the firm made the purchase with money from a stock sale to an undisclosed interest in the British Virgin Islands, a tax haven designed to make deals such as this. That's like offshore account shit. That sounds like an offshore account to me. To me, that sounds like an offshore account. Somebody moving money. Somebody is moving money. That sounds like an offshore account. I don't care what nobody say. That don't sound right. But you know what? If it saves TikTok, if it saves TikTok, I just, you know, do what you got to do. You know, it could be bad. It could be really bad. You know, it could be awful at one point. Yeah. That's not funny, but I'm just saying, y'all. It could be worse. It it could be worse. It could be like the DMV right now. The DMV has cicadas that are taking over. If you in the DMV, have you seen cicadas? They said these cicadas have been sitting underground for 17 years and now they're coming out. Cicadas are officially back in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area, nearly 17 years underground. Um, I I ain't fucking with it. That cicadas are not they're not harmful, but a lot of them, they head straight for trees, fences, and vertical surfaces. Male cicadas make loud buzzing sounds and attract mates. So they gonna be boinking. Ah! Imagine having to run through that shit. I can't. I can't. They're making my hair itch. I know they're nuisance. They are nuisance, but you ain't gonna have no choice but to move around them. You ain't got no snakes. Love them, so they're gonna bring out snakes too. Y'all gonna have snakes and cicadas running around y'all city. I'm good. I am good on that. Don't bring their ass to the south. Let them stay where the fuck they at, because I can't deal with that shit. I literally can't. I know some people are about to be mad at this shit, but an update. Carmelo Anthony will be allowed to graduate from Centennial High School despite facing pending charges. He will be able to graduate. He's going to graduate, y'all. Give that a hand clap. Carmelo Anthony will graduate, and there's no reason he shouldn't. He had a 3 point something GPA. There's no reason he should not be able to graduate at all. No way. And I'm going to say this. If y'all are worried about that boy that lost his life playing Ding Dong Ditch, who was 18 years old, and y'all call him a boy and a good boy, and he was an excellent student and stuff, Carmelo Anthony is the same. Actually, he's younger than him, so he's considered a boy too. You can't make a white boy be a boy and not allow that black boy to be a boy as well. They're both children. They're both children. There's no difference. There's no difference. I get tired of seeing y'all try to make our children older than what they are. Carmelo Anthony is a child. He's not even 18 yet. That boy that kicked down that door, he was 18. But he's considered a child. He was actually doing criminal acts. He was defending himself. He was defending himself. Get over it. They're both children. They're both children. So let that shit go. Now, when it comes to manufacturing coming back to the US, somebody did a survey. Americans reluctant to take on the debt to support US made goods, okay? America does not want the U.S. Made goods. 60% of households say they are not willing to pay higher prices so more goods can be made in America. I'm one of them. I don't care if it's made in America. I want the price to stay what the fuck it is. I want to be able to afford it. Let me make something very clear. If factories come back to America and things are made in America, the prices will go up. They will go up, okay? You want to know my resources? Go to my page on TikTok and actually look at the damn video. Don't ask me my resources right here or now, okay? They're going to go up. If anything is made in America, it's going to cost more. And let me make something very clear. These factories are not going to pay factory workers what they deserve. Okay? They will not be paying us the money that we deserve to be able to have a life, to be able to live a life. They're going to be tied to those goddamn factories. I'd rather get my shit from China and pay half of what America will be charging. Find another way to create jobs. We don't need to pollute the air in this country any more than what it already is by bringing factories here. We just don't need it. Let them stay where the fuck they are. And why don't y'all bring clean energy jobs here like Biden did? He gave so many jobs to clean energy, electric cars, things that actually will make our environment better. We don't need fucking factories. Factories to me sound like the Great Depression all over again. Oh, the big beautiful bill that will take $4.3 trillion of tax plan that is aimed to gut Medicaid is a fraud. So for all you MAGA lovers and all you Republicans in here that was saying that we loved Trump's idea of, not putting taxes on Social Security, not putting taxes on waitress tips, and not putting taxes on, what else was it? Not putting taxes on your mother freaker overtime. Not putting taxes on your overtime. None of that is in that bill. None of that is in that bill. None of it is in that bill. None of it is even mentioned. There still will be taxes on your Social Security. You still will be taxed on your tips. You still will be taxed for your overtime. None of that is in that bill. He lied to y'all. I don't know why y'all surprised, but he lied. That $880 billion cut to Medicaid, that was a lie. They said they weren't touching Medicaid. A lie. A lie. And I still encourage y'all to go and talk to y'all representatives, to call them, to let them know y'all don't approve of cutting Medicaid. Oops, I'm going down. Oh, hold on. I'm getting it together. Ah! I gotta find a new setup, y'all. I'm literally just propping shit up at this point. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to drop y'all. Y'all still need to be calling y'all local representatives. No shit. And letting know y'all don't agree. Who had a town hall? Senator Cory Booker had a town hall in New Jersey. And more than 24 protesters came out. And I say protesters, I mean senior citizens. Senior citizens came out. They were not happy. Now, I'm going to make something very clear. Cory Booker ain't got no power. Democrats have no power right now. They can hold meetings. They can do all that, but they do not have the majority in the House or the Senate. They went to Cory Booker. They sat there. They protested, and some of them got arrested. They kicked them out. And these are people in wheelchairs. I don't think it was Cory Booker that kicked them out. But, oh no, hold on. Whoop, back. Senator Cory Booker thanked more than 24 protesters for disrupting the House Energy Commerce budget reconciliation markup. My bad. It wasn't Cory Booker that kicked them out. He thanked them though. But yeah, they did kick out people in wheelchairs, senior citizens. They arrested senior citizens and people in wheelchairs for going to protest. Yes, the House Energy and Commerce budget reconciliation in New Jersey. They did that. You did that to senior citizens. How low can you go to arrest senior citizens in wheelchairs and kick them out? They are in wheelchairs. They saying we don't want Medicaid to be cut because they will be affected. A lot of senior citizens are on Medicaid. They have Social Security. They're using their First Amendment right to protest. They don't want this shit. A lot of people will be affected if this actually goes through. I keep saying that. A TikTok influencer has lost her life. She's 23 years old. Her name is Valeria Marquez. She was, while she was live streaming. So she was in her beauty salon while broadcasting live on TikTok, according to the news outlet. Marquez was streaming from the salon in the Santa Maria shopping plaza when a man on a motorcycle attempted to deliver a gift. Witnesses reported that the man approached the premises and without saying a word started pew, 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 pewing, and then he fled the scene. Valeria was reportedly hit in the chest and the head. The suspect has not been identified. She seemed like a very pretty girl. She was only 23. That's sad. That is really sad. Yep. That's fucked up. Because, I've seen a lot of social media influencers and stuff, being taken out left and right. Because that is, some people are saying it was a hit. Somebody said that she turned this person down, may have turned them down and didn't want to date them. But for you to just go up and light up a place, I feel like that was planned. That was premeditated. Somebody was after her. Somebody had to be after her. I just want y'all to understand what's about to happen, because the judge has granted IRS green. They gave them, the judge has, I'm sorry, I'm jumping, ADHD. So judge gives IRS the green light to share migrants' taxpayer information with ICE. I'm going to say that again. Judge gives IRS green light to share migrants' taxpayer information with ICE. A federal judge refused to block the Internal Revenue Service from sharing information about migrants living in the country illegally with immigration authorities. The U.S. District Judge Dabby Friedrich ruled that last month's agreement between IRS and the Department of Homeland Security does not violate federal tax law. To summarize, that the IRS must disclose limited taxpayer identification information, such as taxpayers' names and address, to assist another agency in criminal investigations and proceedings. If the agency has satisfied the statutory prerequisite in its written request, the agreement enables the IRS to share current addresses of migrants who have been ordered removed from the country within the past 90 days. Part of Trump's administration to broader efforts to step up deportations using all available legal tools. So yeah, y'all better pay attention. Y'all better pay attention. This is just insane. This is what some people voted for. So they do have names and addresses now. They don't have to wait for y'all to just be in the street. They can go directly to your home. So I'm saying, if you are an illegal alien at this point, get the fuck out your house. Get out your house. Go somewhere else. Do not return home. Do not return home. Because you may be picked up right then and there. Oh, it's going to get a little crazy. Because guess what? FBI ordered to prioritize immigration as DOJ scales back white collar cases. Yeah. So, Trump has ordered the FBI agents on Monday to devote more time to immigration enforcement and scale back investigations on white collar crime. You know, like tax fraud to the 1%, money laundering, you know, the things Trump got in trouble for. Yeah, they want them to scale back on that shit. Um, so FBI orders agents on Monday to devote more time to immigration enforcement and scale back investigating white collar crime. 4 people familiar with the matter told Reuters as the Justice Department issued new guidance on white collar cases will be prioritized. In the series of meetings, FBI agents were told by their field offices they would need to start devoting 1/3 of their time to helping Trump administration crack down on illegal immigration. Pursuing white collar cases, they were told, will be deprioritized for at least the remainder of 2025. So if you want to do some fucked up shit, here's your time. Here's your time to do everything because the FBI won't have the manpower to investigate you. We don't know how many field offices it is. The FBI spokeswoman did not respond to the request of Reuters to comment. They are doing everything they can to focus on immigration. Everything they can to focus on the immigration. They moving shit around just to focus on this one thing. This one thing. Oh, but it gets worse. Because now judges are being indicted. Can't make this shit up. Judges are being indicted. Yay, us. Federal grand jury indicts Milwaukee judge accused of obstructing immigration agents from collecting somebody. So the FBI arrested Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Hannah Dugan after the Trump administration accused her of helping an undocumented immigrant evade ICE agents. A federal grand jury Tuesday indicted a Wisconsin judge arrested by the FBI for allegedly obstructing government agents seeking to detain an undocumented immigrant. The 2-page indictment accuses Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Hannah Dugan of confronting members of immigration and customs enforcement and falsely telling them they needed a judicial warrant to conduct their operation. It also accuses her of directing the undocumented immigrant and his lawyer to exit through a separate door to sidestep federal agents. She faces a maximum penalty for the counts, 6 years in prison and up to $350,000 in fines. She's scheduled to enter a plea on Thursday morning, which is tomorrow. Now we arresting judges. Now we're arresting judges, y'all. And mayors, but he got out. He got out. Y'all can feel it changing, right? I know y'all can feel this shit changing. It's shifting, and if this is not stopped, there's no I don't know. I don't know, man. It feels like we're slowly turning into an authoritarianism and a dictator area. We're slowly turning into that shit. It feels like all avenues. Once you get rid of judges, like I keep saying, there's 3 branches of government, and there are 3 branches of government for a reason. It's called checks and balances. And once you get rid of one part of the government, we're messing up our democracy. We're messing up what this country was founded on. We have executive, judicial, and we have legislation for a reason. Checks and balances. He's fucking with the judicial right now. They threatened to arrest some congressional legislators. So the executive branch is fucking with these two branches and trying to say, I got more power than you. And if I got more power than you, I'm no longer a president. I'm a dictator. I'm authoritarian. I'm the only one that can speak. I'm not giving up because I'm still giving information, but I just want y'all to see how everything is turning. I just want y'all to understand that. And this is why I hold everybody who voted for that man or who didn't vote for that man, who split the vote, who voted for Jill Stein, who asked people to sit out this election, who asked people not to say anything because it was G side or nothing. I'm holding all of y'all hoes accountable. Because now our democracy as we know it is falling apart. The Constitution is no longer valid in a lot of these areas. We got somebody in office that ignores court orders. We still don't know where the fuck Abrego Garcia is. He ain't back yet. We have a 19-year-old college student who was arrested wrongfully, stuck in ICE. We've got judges being indicted. And is this supposed to be for the better of America? Is this supposed to be for the betterment of America? Is this supposed to be for the betterment of America? I'm really asking. Because I don't feel like America's getting better. I feel like we're heading down a road that we won't be able to turn back from. We have a president who is using his office to make money, grifting people, meme coins, accepting planes, having $500,000 executive branch cards so you can personally meet with him, $5 million gold cards to get access to this country, even if you are not an ally, making deals with our enemies. Having a fucking Christian office in the White House. Federal church and state is never supposed to meet. Never supposed to meet. We thought the Jews was running shit. Obviously not. Church and state is never supposed to meet. And yet we have a place in the White House where they are worshiping God and having sermons. And now they have a task force to reap out anybody in the federal government that does not support Christianity. You're right. The Heritage Foundation is the pillar of Project 2025. They created that. We have the person that wrote Project 2025 is actually a part of Doge. I'm ready for that meteor. I am seriously ready for that meteorite. Just come on and take shit out. I'm ready for it. Are y'all ready for it? Because I'm ready for it now. You know, I was like, shit can't get no worse, but I'm wrong. I am wrong. Okay. I am so wrong. Now let's get to some shit that I know a lot of y'all want to hear. Some little gossip and tea. Okay. DDG restraining order. Hallie got his ass. Hallie put a restraining order on DDG. She had bruises. She had text messages, a chipped tooth. DDG snuck into her house while she wasn't home and took a picture of her bed. Okay. The man took a picture of the girl's bed while she was not home and texted to her. He's no longer allowed to speak about her or their child during streaming services. His mom made a cryptic message on IG saying she has been silent for too long and she kept silence for too long and she sees that she was wrong or something. If you knew this shit was happening, why didn't you stop your son? If you knew this shit was happening, why didn't you stop your son? On top of that, Kourtney Kardashian is in court as well for the Paris break-in. She's in court. She was in court yesterday, testifying. We already know one of the people that was a part of that situation was before the court hearing began. Yes, Kim Kardashian was testifying yesterday. I know nobody got that news because everything with Diddy was going on. But yes, she also went and she did her testifying. Why are you gossiping? Because I also gossip, you dumbass. This is part of my thing. Gossip, tea, and news. I do it all. You get it all in one place. Have you not been a part of this page on YouTube? Subscribe. You get it all in one area. When it comes to Diddy, baby, Cassie's testimony, big. Okay? Cassie's testimony all made that RICO charge alive. And I know people was like, oh, they're just focusing on the abuse. No, Cassie was actually putting the pieces together. Cassie made it very clear that she was constantly being watched by Diddy's handlers, by Diddy's assistants, by Diddy's bodyguards. They would take her stuff from her. If he couldn't find her, they were used to go hunt her down. They would monitor her actions. They would pay for the escort sometimes. They would provide the baby oil and all of the other stuff for these freak offs. Okay? This was a group effort. Okay? Y'all may have thought that it was, they're just talking about her abuse. No, she's talking about everybody that was involved in that. Everybody that was involved in that, okay? Diddy had people all the way around assisting him during those things. You remember that little white boy that used to carry the pouch? The one that got off? The one that won't serve no time? I hope that he is a witness. I hope he's one of the prosecution's witnesses. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a whole playlist of everything that's happened so far when it comes to Diddy's cases. Okay. I have a whole 142 videos. Okay. On top of that, Diddy's team did not want the juries to see Cassie's stomach. They said they would give her sympathy if they saw her with her stomach. So Cassie had to walk in while the jury was not inside. And she had to walk out while the jury was not inside. Because they did not want her stomach to be seen. Now I'm going to say this. Making that girl get in a pool full of baby oil fully clothed is some deranged shit. Making her still take stuff while she's vomiting is some insane stuff. And she's saying, I'm vomiting. And you're still telling her to take more. Being abused and then being forced to do those things because you're scared of what's going to happen to you. Golden showers. Like, they're making her do things while she's having her womanly time. Not knowing where his mood swings will take her. Thinking that she's going to work on her album and come to find out, oh, you're not doing this album until you do this freak off. And then the fact is, she don't even remember how many it was. Because she was under so much shit just to get through it. Just to get through it, she had to be under a lot of stuff. And some of it was horse tranquilizers. Why are you giving a human being horse tranquilizers? Why? That is insane. That is insane. And for the women, especially Black women, I am so disappointed in a lot of y'all saying that she could have left. She could have left. She could have left at any time. She did. You know how many times that girl tried to escape? Plenty of times. He got her ass back. That's like Ike and Tina. Except she never fought back. She didn't get, she left. She didn't beat his ass before she left. She just left. She was 17 when she met this man. He groomed her until she was legal. And then he started doing certain things with her. She learned everything about the bedroom with this man. Stockholm syndrome. He groomed her. That was a child when he met her. And he signed her to a 10-album deal. That is a trap. 10 albums? How many songs do y'all know of Cassie's? I'll wait. How many songs? I only know 2. How many albums did this girl have? How many albums did this girl have out of 10? Out of 10, how many did she have? I think one album. Her first one. I think it was Me and You. One album out of 10 album deal. She was never going anywhere. She had to give that man 10 albums before she could walk away. I've never heard anybody sign anybody to a 10 album deal. Never. I've never heard that. Never. But we're hearing that now. I'll be back tomorrow with another update. Please make sure y'all paying attention. If you have not seen my video, go like, comment, and share. And make sure y'all calling y'all local representatives, and make sure y'all making y'all own videos. Okay? I shouldn't be the only one doing it. All right? I'll talk to y'all later, peoples. Bye. I'm hungry. I'm on a diet. It won't turn off. All right. Please make sure you like and subscribe. See y'all tomorrow. Bye, peoples.